Hello and welcome on Sport Updates on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Jishafe. Just to let you have a feel of some matches there. The game between Nasarawa United and Aqua United there. A big one. NPFL is actually edging closer, even though it has been postponed till September 8th. But right now, teams are really getting ready ahead of the tournament. But right now, the NPFL board, they have set up committee that will be picking players for the team of the month. And right now, we have that first story that has to do with NPFL. NPFL league organizers get set up committee for team of the month selection. Right now, they will be picking team of the month selection, and that particular set of Nigerians, we have them. Let's look at the list of the committee that have been set up by Benga Elegbele board. Daniel Mokachi is the chairman of that board, rather committee. Michel Obe, veteran journalist. Shegun Agbede, DJ Omotoyinbo, Austin Eguavon, Manu Garba, Harrison Jala, Godwin Uwa, and you have Davidson Adejuwon. Those are the member of the NPFL team of the month committee. They just try to make sure they add a lot of spice to the NPFL. It's really getting better. A lot of innovations coming to the NPFL, and these are the Nigerians that will be picking team of the month in the NPFL. Joining us to talk sport this hour is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Yeah, good evening, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be back to the studio.
Yes, you just saw there the NPFL team of the month committee set up by the league organizers to at least pick players. That will be how they will be rating the player or the team of the month. And I think I love the fact that they picked journalists, veterans, players, and all that, just to constitute that particular committee to see how they can pick the best of the best during the monthly performance. Okay,
I think the list is very okay, and the people that we have in there are people that have done it before. They are the people that they knows what they are doing. They are the people that they have the track record. However, I thought including the Super Eagles coach who also had some vibes to it. That means it will make him to watch our matches very well. It will make him to pay attention to our local. Sorry, we shouldn't be using the word local again.
Indigenous league.
Our own indigenous talent. So I think based on that, it would have been good if they can include him there. So we know that, okay, during this period, it is not only about him going to Europe to watch the league. Also, he has a responsibility. That should be an inclusion to his KPI, his responsibility that, okay, every month we are going to pick player of the month, and you cannot pick a player of the month if you are not attending or watching the matches. So that means at least in a month you have to go to about 2 or 3 stadiums. In fact, they should even spread themselves. Okay, you handle this, you handle this, and there should be a parameter of selecting. Like for the goalkeeper, for example, now that one is very obvious. We know that it's the keeper that have the best clean sheet.
They will pick
in the month that they will pick. But what happens if you have about 3, 4, or 5 keepers having
same
clean sheet
statistics of clean sheet? Yes.
So how are you going to do that? So I'm sure the parameter that they will use in arriving at that also will come into play. So I think it's a very good thing. It's a good innovation that we are bringing into our NPFL. Yeah, some people will be looking at it that this is something that they started in Premier League, in developed nations for a very long time. No time is late for you to make the right changes. So I think it's the right time that we are starting. But I think inclusion of the Super Eagles coach will add more vibes to developing our indigenous player to it. So it's a very good one coming from the NPFL.
A good one coming from NPFL, and really, if you look at our league, it's really, to some extent, I feel it's really getting better. If you look at this list of set of Nigerians picked by NPFL board, to get to at least to pick the team of the month. Mokachi play. As you remember, he played in Nigeria before he jets out to Belgium. Michel Obi, veteran journalist, Shegun Agbede, journalist, DJ Omotoyinbo, journalist, experienced journalist in sport. Austin Eguavon is the technical that's Super Eagles as it is right now. Maru Galba, a coach of high repute. Harrison Jala, football administrator, a former player also who did it. Godwin Uwa, former player. Davidson Adejuwon, all of them equal to the task. And we have this set of Nigerians that will be picking team of the month. And really, like you said, It might be late, but we have it. We are starting it. And this will be nice because most of these players, now they'll feel, oh, okay, if these guys are going to be there watching us, let me put in my best. I want to make the team of the month, and it's going to be more competitive. And we look at the way the league is going to be run now, over 300 matches to be streamed. A lot of Nigerians will be seeing those matches, and all you need to do is just have data on your phone, and you can go anywhere you are, you can watch. Aside that, I noticed that it seems the way our league is being branded now is getting that little by little, that push where, okay, our league is getting better. You agree with me?
Yeah, I totally agree with you that the league is getting better. That's the truth. But the efforts of the indigenous player will not be rewarded if you have a foreign coach that when it is time to select the players to represent the Super Eagles, he's not looking at them. But one of the reasons why the league needs to get better is for us to have our indigenous players representing us outside there. So that's the purpose. Now, if you look at the Brazil of those days, the reason why Brazil is most feared, almost 80% of their players comes from their league. But now, if you look at the Brazil of today, they don't have that again. They don't have that respect again, because most of their players that normally comes from their domestic league, they're now playing outside the country. So when they come to a World Cup, you're like, who's Bebeto? Who's Romario? Who's Rivaldo? Who is Danielson? But in their own local league, they know what they are doing. That is what we need in our country also. The NPFL doing what they are doing, which is very, very good and very encouraging, but we should have it at the back of our mind that even if it is a sharing formula, if you are going for a competition, you go with about 23 players or 22, 24 players, as it may be. Let's have 10 of the players representing the Super Eagles to come from the league, from the domestic league here. So why the other 11 will come from Europe? From Europe. That will bring that competition. That will make them to have this sense of belonging that, oh, it is not I walk in, I get my shirt, the shirt is waiting for me. Imagine having about 2 or 3 strikers competing with Osimhen, competing with
hungry striker,
competing with Awoniyi, competing with Dennis Emmanuel. So that is what we need here. So if what they are doing is not being compensated by giving them the chance to prove themselves, there's some qualifiers that will play, that we can take that risk of using these home-based players. It's not all the qualifiers that we are playing that we must invite 20 out of 23 foreign players. No, we don't need to do that. We have to give them that chance and that opportunity. That is why it will make more sense for them to know that they have a chance. And the process must be very, very open. That if they didn't pick you at the end of the day, or if you are not selected, don't let me use the word pick. If you are not selected at the end of the day, you will know that, no, I don't deserve to be there. Because the person they selected ahead of me is far better than me. All players, they know themselves. If you are playing that 2, 3, 4, 5 striker, wingers, or whatever, you know when the player is better than you. So when they choose that above you, you have that confidence that, oh, okay, the process is actually fair enough. So I think we really need to introduce that. If we don't do that, we'll still be killing all these players. Don't forget, most of them, they started playing this league maybe when they are 20 years, 25 years old, and they've been in the league for about 10, 15 years. Do you know that Dele Ayenugba? Remember
His son is now a goalkeeper.
His son is now a goalkeeper. Why the father is still a goalkeeper? So you can imagine that. So that's the reason why we have to see how to catch them young and give them that opportunity. So with that, I think we'll move forward.
We move forward talking about Nigerian Professional Football League there. Right now, committee has been set up to pick team of the month players across Nigeria. The league will be starting soon, by September precisely, after the postponement of August 26. And we just hope that we'll get the best out of our players. And we hope that a national team coach will be able to look inward and pick most of these hungry players that could actually don the color of Nigeria. Aside the fact that they can compete against Super Eagles, they can also form a very big one when it comes to CHAN. Yes, we've not been able to display a lot of talent when it comes to CHAN. That's home-based African players that play in African continent. And now we need to get our leagues right. And everything must be done We need to pick the right players for that. Well, we've been talking concerning the NPFL League organizer setting up that committee. Now, let's quickly run through some stories trending, just to give you updates concerning transfers. We look at our player called Paul Onuachu. Belgian Jupiler League side Genk wants Onuachu return from Southampton. He was, in fact, one of their best striker. He really banged so many goals while he was there, and then he moved to Southampton in a not so good move last season, and now they are out of the league, and he wants to move out from that team. It's possible that his former club Genk are looking to get him back to Belgium.
Yeah, and I'm sure also he had some of his best career while playing at Genk, so he will not hesitate to really go in there. Now that Southampton, now they are not playing in the Premier League again, and Genk, they are playing in their own first-tier league also, so it's an opportunity also for him to launch himself. But it's going to be more of the agreement between Genk and the Southampton. Are they ready to let him go? Do they want him to go on loan 6 months, 8 months, or they want him to be a permanent deal? But I think it will be a very good one for him to go back to. You know, all players, they have a league that really suits them. Look at Morata, for example. When he was in Chelsea, he wasn't performing. But look at him right now. He's scoring or he makes assist. So that means the Spanish league is always very good for him, unlike the Premier League. So I think if he find out that, okay, this Genk team, the league there, it suits me more. Look at Lukaku also.
Look at how he performs in Italy. He goes back to England.
Nothing. So that is you look at what suits your style of play. So once you get it, you make use of it. So instead of you coming to a club where you not be getting the regular playing time, where you not be adding value to the team, before you know it now, they ask you to be training with Team B, Team C, and Team D. And a month, 2 months, 3 months, nobody will remember or come forward for you again. Now that someone is coming for him, I think it's an opportunity for him that he should just take.
We've seen some players, they will move anywhere they go. The likes of Cristiano Ronaldo now, I've not seen any team he goes to that he has been a flop. He moves and he performs. And we've seen some set of players too, a particular league suits them. If they move, they are in trouble. Remember, Sebastian Veron, he moved to Manchester United. Piqué, what's his name now? We mentioned Lukaku. It's a lot of players, they will just move from one club to the other, and that's the end of it. It will never, ever, it will look like, why did I move? What happened to me? Look at Eden Hazard, Chelsea to Real Madrid, and that was the end of his career. Nobody can actually fathom what happened with that kind of player.
Okay, I think it is an insult to compare Ronaldo to any players, including Messi himself. To me, I'll pick Ronaldo 1 million times before I look at Messi. Because like you rightly said, this is a player that has proven himself. Sporting Lisbon, Manchester United, Real Madrid, back to Manchester United, and look at where he is right now. Juventus. And look at where he is right now. He has proven himself that he's not someone that people played, they build the team around. No. So what makes him the greatest of all time is his hard work, dedication, and commitment. But if you're talking about skillful, Messi is blessed with it. So that's why I will always pick Cristiano Ronaldo above Messi. Now look at Messi when he was in Barcelona. Can you compare him when he left Barcelona and went to PSG? We thought him going to PSG, there will be a change. We'll see what Ronaldo did when he was in Manchester United, when he was in Juventus, when he was in Real Madrid, when he left in Manchester United. Probably we'll see something like that. Maybe Messi will assist PSG to win Champions League. Having with him Mbappe, having with him Neymar. Come on, and nothing happens. But now, where is he? MLS. He scored 1 goal, 2 goals. They're doing advertisement that he has arrived again. To me, I think it's an insult to compare Cristiano Ronaldo with Messi or any other player. But other players, I think they have to look at where suit them as a player and they just key into. Even Eden Hazard, everybody was surprised. So that means it's better off playing in Premier League than going to La Liga. So that's how it works. But you see a player that they are all-rounder, You can't take it away from them.
You can't take it away from them right now. Let's quickly talk about another Nigeria. He has been doing so well this time around for another Belgian Jupiler League called Ghent. There's a difference between Genk and Ghent. Well, Ghent right now, their player, Gift Orban, a Nigerian, is being pursued by Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur right now identify Ghent forward, Gift Orban. Looking at that particular story there, Gift Orban as replacement for Harry Kane, and it's possible that Orban might just be the one that will suit Tottenham Hotspur, even though they mentioned Folarin Balogun, but that might not be working out. But Tottenham seems to be looking at Gift Orban, a Nigerian striker. Okay,
not as a replacement. I'm not going to use that adjective that it's going to be as a replacement, because Kane is not something that
as of his league
Tottenham will find his replacement within a week, a month, or within a year. But this is a player that has been consistent with the team for how many years? He joined them when he was 11 years old, and right now he's currently 30 years old. So that means he has spent 19 years of his career with Tottenham. He's the current highest goal scorer in Tottenham. He has that. So Orban, yes, a good, prolific, hungry striker, but it can't be a replacement for Tottenham. They can just go in there to support the team, because we saw what they play over the weekend. They need that striker. It's obvious that they miss Harry Kane, because they are not prepared for his departure. They are not prepared for his departure. They thought it's something that they can still manage out of it, but unfortunately, it's high time for him to leave, because if he did not leave now, he's going to end his career trophyless. So I think it's a very good move for him. But Orban gives, yes, a good one, but I don't think it's going to be a replacement. Let's see what happened concerning Tottenham Hotspur going for Gift Orban of Ghent there. Now, let's go back to London. Talking about Chelsea. Chelsea defender Cucurella right now is interesting. Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe. They want to go for Cucurella. I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans make it go. Why is it that anytime you're talking about Chelsea, there's this mischievous laugh? Seriously, comes from you. The way you even pronounce, we are more very. Oh my goodness! I don't really understand the problem you have with Chelsea. No, I don't have any problem. I love Chelsea. You don't love Chelsea? No, it's because of the fact that you make it look like Chelsea is the only club in the world. That's why I'm like, no, it's not like that. I'm doing my job by projecting all the teams equal. I don't have anything against them. If you attack Arsenal, after all, they are in the same city. I'm probably trying to help Arsenal to attack Chelsea back. Okay. I've never said Chelsea is the best club in the world. And I'm sure no Chelsea fan will agree with you that they are the best club in the world. Okay. And just like you are doing your work, as a sport analyst also, I'm doing my work. Okay, Cucurella, your player, what I will say is Chelsea is the best club in London. Not in England. No, not England. Let's prove it with statistics. In London. In London, yes. Let's not go to London. They are fighting in EPL. They are not fighting in London. That's why they call them the pride of London. They are not fighting in London. They are fighting in England. Even in England, they are not the best, but they are one of the best. Arsenal is also one of the best. Man United, one of the best. Liverpool, one of the best. In fact, Newcastle that want to go for Cucurella. When I say, now I see where we are trying to shield the fact that you are happy that Cucurella is going, Newcastle wants to take him. You are trying to shield it away. Now covering it up with Arsenal. Okay, I think it's a good move if Cucurella should leave Chelsea, because I don't think he's going to get a playing time. Take it or leave it. Currently now, the squad of Chelsea is over-bloated. They're having about 33 players. And so that squad is loaded. If I'm the coach right now, I'll be having a headache on selection. Who's going to be my first 11? And that will be a disadvantage if you don't have your first 11. Because your first 11 must understand themselves very well. They must play together. If you look at most of the boys that played on Saturday, we have only about 4 or 5 regular players. Others are new players. So that's why you didn't see that blend, that unit play. That cohesion among them. So that is really necessary. I think Cucurella to Newcastle is a very good one, but who is he going to bench there also? Because if you look at the Newcastle team, they have the best defense last season. And this season also, with our first match, we saw what they did also. So I don't think it's a very good move for him to go to Newcastle. This time around, he should lower his pride. He should go to a club where he can play week in, week out. Not a team where you go that you have to fight for the shirt or for the first 11. I don't see him fitting into Newcastle, and I don't see him fitting into Chelsea also. I don't know the abracadabra that he did to Chelsea that made them to pay such huge amount of money for. It happens, at times. It seems, I don't know what's wrong. Someone said it's like the players are using something for the hierarchy of Chelsea. Are just buying players.
Anyway, just talking about those transfers, let's run through the two together. West Ham could pull out of Harry Maguire deal because of time. They've been knocking at the door, waiting to get a response concerning his deal to move away from Manchester United. But it seems they could be opting out because of the delay in time to get the signature done. And the last one, say Newcastle contact Arsenal for fullback Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney has been a player right now. They were with Arsenal. Newcastle United also want him. So Newcastle seems to be helping some clubs to get, to get some players out.
I don't think this is time for us now to sell any of the player. Take it or leave it.
Keep them.
One of the reasons why they lost in the Premier League title last season was because they don't have a replacement for Saliba. Not even because of Gabriel Jesus had injury. Because because of Saliba had injury and their defense just collapsed. And 38 matches is a long way to go for the Premier League. You're going to play FA Cup, you're playing Carling Cup, you are playing in Europe also Champions League. So this is not the time to depend on only one player, left back or one player. This is time for you to have backup upon backup. In case if there's a problem, you have someone to fit in. So to me, if I'm Arteta, I'm not going to sell him, at least for now, because he did very well for them last season and they still have a lot to offer for them. What Newcastle are doing now is they're trying to beef up their own team also because they are going to play in Europe also. So that means they have a player that they don't want them to be playing week in, week out because of fatigue. So that's what they are doing. So I think as far as I'm concerned, Arsenal shouldn't sell him at all.
Arsenal shouldn't sell him at all. Coming from Alaya Peters there, just to wrap up the show, we've been giving you updates concerning those transfers. For those who want to hear what's happening with their clubs over there in Europe, we just highlighted those transfers there. We'll be done on the show. Alaya Peters, thank you so much for coming on the show. Yeah,
and thanks so much, Adeniyi, for having me. And I'll say this, I'm a sport analyst, but Chelsea is one of the best clubs in North London.
1-0, agreed. I'm Adeniyi Ajisafe. Thanks for watching.